Sleeper muscle cars that took everyone by surprise, silent but deadly. Welcome back to Vintage Wheels Chronicles. Today, we're diving into a thrilling world of deception and raw power. We're talking about sleeper muscle cars, those unassuming machines that look tame on the outside but pack serious muscle under the hood. These are the cars that embarrassed sports cars at stoplights and left crowds stunned at the drag strip. They didn't wear flashy stripes or oversized spoilers. They wore disguise. But once that pedal hit the floor, it was all over. So buckle up as we reveal three silent assassins, the silent but deadly legends of the muscle car world. 1. 1964. Pontiac Tempest Le Mans GTO, the birth of the sleeper. At first glance, the 1964 Pontiac Tempest Le Mans didn't scream performance. It was a modest mid-size car with clean lines, small wheels, and chrome trim. But hidden beneath its hood was a secret weapon, the legendary 389 cubic-inch V8 engine. Thanks to a group of rebellious engineers at Pontiac, this seemingly ordinary car was fitted with a high-output V8, dual exhausts, and a 4-barrel carburetor. It was the car that unintentionally launched the muscle car revolution. Many people had no idea what this car was capable of when it pulled up beside them. The GTO package turned the Tempest into a beast, but the body stayed subtle. No flashy badges, no spoilers, just pure power hidden in plain sight. 0 to 60 came in just over 6 seconds. In 1964. That was faster than many European sports cars of the time, and yet, to a casual observer, it was just a family coupe. It could blend into traffic without a second look. But on the quarter-mile strip, it became a monster. It shocked competitors who underestimated it. The GTO was a true wolf in sheep's clothing. The performance-to-price ratio was unbeatable. It offered brutal acceleration with everyday drivability. Even with its massive engine, it remained practical for daily use. This made it perfect for both street racers and suburban dads. The sleeper appeal was part of what made the GTO so popular. It looked civil, but behaved like a rebel. It could cruise calmly or terrorize Camaros and Mustangs. And it laid the groundwork for all future muscle cars. Collectors now see the '64 GTO as a sacred symbol of muscle car history. But back then, it was an underdog with fangs. The kind of car that made people say, "What just happened?" Its impact on car culture is undeniable. And to this day, the GTO remains one of the most iconic sleepers of all time. It taught us that looks can be deceiving, and that sometimes power prefers to stay quiet until it's time to strike. 2. 1987 Buick GNX, the turbocharged assassin. When you think of Buick, you probably think of soft, comfortable cruisers. But in 1987, Buick flipped the script with the monstrous GNX. At a glance, the GNX looked like any other Grand National, boxy, black, and businesslike. But under the hood was a turbocharged 3.8-liter V6 that delivered shocking power. Buick teamed up with McLaren Performance Technologies to fine-tune this beast. The result? 276 horsepower and 360 pound-feet of torque. Officially. But real-world testing showed the GNX made much more. It could go from 0 to 60 in just 4.6 seconds. Faster than a Ferrari Testarossa. And yet, it looked like a car your uncle would drive to work. No giant hood scoops or racing stripes. Just blacked-out trim and subtle badging. It was stealth mode at its finest. The GNX was faster than nearly anything else on the road in the late 80s. It didn't need a V8 to be dominant. The turbo V6 was revolutionary, and it shattered the myth that Buicks were for retirees. This car was designed to embarrass Corvettes, and it did. Even seasoned racers were caught off guard by the GNX's savage acceleration. It was a menace on the street and at the drag strip. The suspension was specially tuned for better launches. It had a limited slip differential, heavy-duty transmission, and a reinforced chassis. Every element was engineered for speed, in disguise. Only 547 GNXs were ever made, making them rare and collectible today. But back in the day, it was the ultimate sleeper. The GNX didn't just surprise people. It humiliated them. It became a legend overnight. And it proved that you didn't need chrome or flames to rule the road. It was simple, silent, and utterly devastating. The GNX is proof that turbocharged V6s could destroy V8s, and that Buick had a dark side, one they only revealed once. It remains one of the most respected sleepers in automotive history. Even today, it commands awe from gearheads who know its true power. The GNX was more than a car. It was a message. Never underestimate the quiet ones. 3. 2003 Mercury Marauder, the last of the street sleepers. Mercury isn't usually the first name that comes to mind in muscle car conversations. But in 2003, the brand took everyone by surprise with the Marauder. It looked like a cop car on steroids, dark, menacing, and subtle. But under that large, unassuming frame was the heart of a Mustang Mach 1. The Marauder packed a 4.6-liter DOHC 5.8, producing 302 horsepower. It shared its chassis with the Crown Victoria, but the performance was totally different. The interior was all black leather, and it had muscle car vibes with modern comfort. To the untrained eye, it just looked like a high-end Grand Marquis. But this thing could move. It hit 0 to 60 in around 6.5 seconds. Impressive for a full-size sedan. And it ran the quarter mile in under 15 seconds. The Marauder had a specially tuned suspension, larger brakes, and dual exhausts. It was designed to cruise smoothly or roar into action. What made it special was the sleeper effect. Nobody expected this big black boat to haul. It blended into traffic, but the engine told a different story. Owners loved that it could surprise sports cars at the stoplight. And unlike other muscle cars, it had 4 doors and a huge trunk. You could smoke Mustangs and still take Grandma to the grocery store. That dual personality made it a fan favorite among enthusiasts. The Marauder was only produced for 2 years, making it rare. Its short run gave it cult status. Today, it's a beloved modern sleeper among collectors. It marked the end of the big, powerful American sedan era. It was Mercury's final shot at performance greatness. And they nailed it. The Marauder showed us that sleepers didn't have to be small or light. They just had to be unexpected. And the Marauder? It was a silent assassin, big, bold, and brutally quick. These cars weren't loud on the outside, but they made their mark where it counted, on the street. Each one was a masterclass in stealth and speed. They proved that sometimes the most dangerous machines wear the quietest faces. Whether it was the GTO, the GNX, or the Marauder, each of these sleepers changed the game in its own way. Thanks for watching Vintage Wheels Chronicles, where legends come alive.